Good evening and welcome to Guna Matters for football fans across the globe for where your opinion matters. Now, tonight or this weekend is football again, and it's a lot of football, and there's so much football to watch. I think tomorrow we've got starting with a big game, but much of that a bit later. But first, let us do this, and after we will introduce our guest. Welcome back, Mandy Taylor. How are you?
Hello. I'm doing
Are you
good, thank
good?
you. And you? Always
I
good,
am
sir.
good. Thank you. Once again, thank you for being available to come onto my show. And tonight, there's so much to talk about the game that both you and I are going to be part of. And of course, we're also waiting for another panelist, another guest. He's just sorting himself out technically. As soon as he is available, we will allow him into the studio. But nonetheless,
No problem.
this is Derby Day. Now, that's that looks very funny. Oh my word, that looks very funny.
Not very nice where
Not
I come
nice,
from.
unfortunately. Now, who will be the victors? And that is something that we can discuss a bit later, Mandy. As for now, I just wanted to show off the artwork between Arsenal, the Gunners, and of course the Spuds or the Chickens, as we call them in London.
Exactly.
But yeah, that is unfortunate how the rivalry has become in London. The Lily Whites, as you also know them, what do you think, Mandy, in your experience as a fan of Tottenham over the years? What is your take on the rivalry between Arsenal and Spurs? I mean, that's the North London derby that is so famous in the London. So, give me your take about this rivalry.
Um, as far as I know, I was not born in 1913. So, 1913, the rivalry emerged.
Yes.
And it is where Tottenham was the Tottenham was North London and Arsenal was the infiltrators. So they infiltrated
Well,
North London and they made their home in North London. So Tottenham was there. You guys are immigrants and you guys are aliens. You guys came and you booked your spot there without even getting our permission. So that is where the whole London derby comes in. But we were there from the word go. You guys are the aliens. You guys came and you took over our space. So that is where the whole derby comes in. And that is the reason why Tottenham supporters can't handle you guys because you came in and you took our space and you tried to make it your own. Julle is voorbarige mense, basically.
of course, of course, we are for Barak, and I mean we dominated that era as well. It started actually way before that, but the rivalry emerges on 1913, as you say.
Yeah.
Now over the years, I mean, I've got a slide here that shows the dominating factor of the red part of North London, and I mean, surely we've got bragging rights in North London. If you look at this year, let me just remove this, and let me remove this quickly. Right now, there you see the matches that has been played over the it's not all the matches, but that's 177. I mean, I just went as far as a couple of years ago, probably more than a decade ago. So there was home and away, and obviously the wins, as you could see there, the total wins are 71 to 57, and draws was the same, and of course the losses is, against each other. The goals, it's quite a bit of goal differences, and the goals against us. I mean, obviously it's just opposite, and then of course the points. The points is about 42 points above Spurs, and that shows the dominance of Arsenal since the rivalry started. Do you think that's good enough for bragging rights on our part?
I'm gonna say I'm being biased here. I'm gonna say no. I'm sure if a team was unbiased, they're gonna say yes. But I'm being unbiased here. You know where my loyalty lies. You know where my heart lies. So I'm gonna say no.
I'm not talking about recent years. I'm talking about
No,
since
I'm
the
saying
rivalry,
I'm
obviously.
saying yes, but I'm you know where my heart lies. So I'm gonna say no. I'm
So
saying
actually, right,
if it was a team that was unbiased, the team would have said yes. Arsenal deserves this, that, and the other. But my loyalty lies with Spurs. I'm gonna say no. You guys were
okay,
infiltrators. You
I
guys were aliens, and because of that, I'm gonna say no.
whether we infiltrators, whether we aliens, the fact remains is that because we are in North London, the rivalry has become so great, as to almost hatred between fans, and of course the players on the pitch, they're professional, they can't hate each other, but that the game is played at such a level where you could almost sense that there is some hatred amongst the players when they're on the pitch. I mean, I this guy, Harry Kane, they call him the king of the derby. I mean,
Yes, the King of Lord
honestly,
North London.
yeah, he's the king of the derby because of his love of goal scoring against Arsenal. And I mean, I'm not taking anything away from Harry. He's not the Harry Kane for nothing.
Yeah.
So brilliant stats against Arsenal, but both of them are struggling at this point, as you could see on that slide. Is the captain for Arsenal, and of course the top goal scorer for
Spurs.
Spurs. Both of them are struggling in front of goal. I mean, Harry Kane scored now in the week, and of course our captain scored 2 games ago. So that's a concern, in my opinion. What do you think about their performance currently, especially going into this game on Sunday?
You know what? Like I said, Kane's goal, his first goal came in with the Carabao Cup.
Yeah.
So he's and like I said to you the last time, his heart is no longer in it. And
Mm.
you cannot force a player to want to be part of a team if he doesn't want to be part of a team.
Yes.
And
Yes.
like I said, if there's a rotten apple in a team, the rotten apple filters out to the rest of the team, which is clearly
Yeah.
evident. He's now he doesn't want to be, so his mentality is filtering down to the rest of the team. So I'm
Correct.
hoping now for Sunday's game, with his goal now that he scored against in the Carabao Cup, that has boosted his morale. And I
Yeah.
say to one of my Spurs supporters, what we need to do is give Kane the armband. He's currently the captain of England. Give him
England.
the armband. That will boost his morale. That will boost his playing skills. And hopefully now, until when he want, or for this season, he will play the normal Kane that we have grown to love. That he will be that Kane because he's wearing the
Mm.
captain's armband. So we need to give him that. Lloris is leaving us in next
Next
season. So
season.
give
Yeah.
the armband to Kane so he can also feel important. An
Yeah.
armband can make any player, it can boost the playing skills, the boost the morale of the player itself.
Yeah.
So Sunday's game, I'm thinking he will step up to the plate. His
Okay.
first goal was
Can
scored in the
I?
week. He will step up to the plate, in my opinion.
All right. Okay, we're coming back to that now. Yes, Alistair has joined us. Welcome, Alistair. I hope your technical problems has been sorted. How were you, sir? Can you tell us about how your week was and how were you doing? And I mean, you obviously have met Mandy on the other side of the table. How are you, Alistair? Welcome.
I haven't met Mandy personally. I'm Mandy, but
Hello.
I've seen the program, so I know where she comes from.
Where do I come from?
That how can I say uh, not that victim mentality that every Spurs supporter has. It's
Which
more
would
of
be
we're getting there. It's always we're getting there. It
you're
reminds
making
me
me sound
when Liverpool we haven't won anything. Or
exactly. You're making me sound like a Liverpool supporter next year. This year's our year.
yeah, that's what I'm
Yes,
trying to say.
you're
That's
right,
why I
Mandy.
do
This
feel
year is your year.
it's
You'll
always.
probably get the Conference Cup.
Yeah, he's making me feel like a Liverpool supporter. This year's our year.
Alistair, just to bring you up to speed, we spoke
That's
about
every year, everybody's here.
Exactly. Who's more hungry at the end of the day is the team that's going to win the Premier League. Who wants
yeah.
it more?
Mm,
Yeah. Alistair,
Yeah, you're
um,
absolutely right. And I think this, yeah, yes, Glenn.
just to bring you up to speed, myself and
Yes,
Mandy
Glenn,
was
go ahead.
just chatting about the rivalry of Spurs and of Arsenal as per this whole slide. Um, as you could see there, that the matches that was played, the wins, the losses, the draws, the goals for and the goals against, and of course the points. And my question to Mandy was, um, is that good enough for bragging rights on Arsenal's behalf? And she said no. What is your take on that?
He's going to say yes. He's an Arsenal supporter.
Mm-mm. He's in fact a Liverpool supporter.
Oh, okay. Unbiased.
Boy, what's it? Can you see? I think we can see.
What does that say?
That's a Liverpool tattoo.
Don't you have Arsenal tattoo?
No, I don't have tattoos. I don't have tattoos. So,
Are you
Alistair, if
guys
you
still
can
there?
hear
Because
me,
we're breaking up.
yeah, I think it's your network is very bad. Um, but we're gonna come back to you now.
Hi,
Where were
Glenn.
we
I
now?
seem to have lost you guys.
And we can still see you.
Alistair?
Glenn, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, let me just sort that out. Sorry, man. Mandy, yeah, we were saying, Alistair must just sort him out self quickly. Regarding Kane, I agree with you with Kane. His heart is not in it, but I mean, he's a professional. I mean, he struggled to score a few seasons ago. He's a late bloomer, and when he started, he in fact he was on par with Aubameyang in the same season where they had to split the Golden Boot. Can remember that one.
Yeah.
So I mean, Kane to me is a professional and he's a prolific goal scorer, and he can. I mean, he started scoring now, so I'm sure after that first goal, he can start doing something against it. So don't be too hard on the guy. Let's just see if we can get back to Alistair. Alistair, that's better. Are you on your phone now?
Yeah, I'm on my phone here.
That's much better. That's live. That is like real time. That is good. And now we can also see the tattoo on your arm. Yeah.
Let us see.
Yeah, let's see.
Let us see.
There's the
Let's
bird.
see.
Hey, Liverpoolse mense.
Alistair, I
Mm.
asked you a question earlier on. Based on the slide, Mandy said we don't have the right to brag because of the history and the rivalry amongst us. And she said, no, we don't have that right. But based on that slide, if you just quickly squeeze it again,
Mm.
177 matches played. Arsenal won 71 matches of that 170. They lost 57. With the draws, probably 49 draws. And the goals that we scored against them was 275, and they scored 245. And then the points we gained amongst ourselves over the years is 262. It's about 42 points. And yet he is still saying we don't have the bragging rights in North London. What is your take on that?
Well, it's simple for me. On Derby Day, there is no statistics that is going to help you. As the 50-50 tackles that's going to win you the game. If your heart and soul is in that Derby game, no matter
Do you
what
want to
the
be on the
stats
show?
you.
Or do you want to be on the show? You want to be go? You should be on my side, my bro.
Uh-uh. Alistair, you aren't biased here, you know. You're not an Arsenal supporter, neither you're a Spurs supporter. So you're the
Yeah.
unbiased person between the two of us. So you say you say.
No,
Don't
all
don't
I'm
worry.
saying, history doesn't matter, stats doesn't matter on Derby Day. I mean, I've watched how many Liverpool Everton games. I mean, Liverpool Manchester United also like a derby, although it's not in the same city, but you get that same feeling where players gonna play with either they're gonna feel the crowd and they're gonna play towards that, or they
Yeah.
are just going to be a player playing a league game that they played. But I mean, I know it's a derby. If if there is an Arsenal player that came from youth and is in the squad right now, he will play with his heart. If he is a English player, even more. If he's born and raised Arsenal Spurs, he will play with Spurs. It's you can see sometimes because there's not a lot of English players besides Harry Kane leading, not non-leading from wherever he's leading. Sometimes he also doesn't play with that heart because he doesn't put it in a lot. He doesn't drive the team. He tries to lead the team, but he doesn't drive the team. Arsenal, if they have that English player in the squad and they have that guy that has been there for a couple of years, he's gonna try to get the guys amped up. We're gonna play it. We're gonna play today. It's a derby game. Because bragging rights is important for
Yeah.
every Londoner. Doesn't matter
Yeah.
if you win the sport. Derby day is important because you're coming into the office. You're going into your home or wherever your family is. And there is a Spurs supporter and there's an Arsenal supporter. Bragging rights is important, and if the players don't show that for me on the field, then automatically you lose. And I
Yeah.
heard your comment about Harry Kane also, and it's very important. Harry Kane needs to drive Spurs. For me, he's not driving them over. He's leading them, but he's not driving. I don't see him putting that Jordan Henderson emotion in. Sometimes I know he's maybe not that type of player, but that should be something he should be. That should be part of his game.
Yeah. Now look,
So
Harry Kane, like I said earlier on, is a professional, and being the North London Derby king, he liked to score
Hey,
against
you say
Arsenal.
he's the king.
Yeah, he's the king. I mean, I want to take anything away from him. I mean, Harry Kane has shown himself. He scored 11 goals against Arsenal so far, where Henry and I think it was Keane that scored 10 against the other team. And now he's the top goal scorer in the derby. That's why he's the king, and not taking anything away from him. But rightly so, Alistair, he will show on Sunday that because it's a derby, I'm sure he will get his form back. And I'm not talking bad about Arsenal, my team, but it's just like that. I mean, you've seen Harry Kane playing in any other team, but when he plays against Arsenal, he's
He
the
brings
reason
out
why is
everything.
that. Yeah, the reason why is that because when he was a youngster, he was at Arsenal, and they just let him go
Exactly.
like that. So,
Arsenal
and that is
didn't want him.
yeah. So that is the fight he
Arsenal
has.
didn't
He
want
want to
him.
show them. You didn't want me. Now I'm gonna play against you with
Exactly.
all my heart, and that is why I
Now,
say
now
Harry
tell
Kane.
them why Arsenal didn't want him. Arsenal didn't want Kane because Kane was a bit chubby. Arsenal didn't want Kane because they never thought that Kane could be where he currently is now.
Yeah,
So Kane was playing for Arsenal. The Arsenal had him, but he was a bit
yeah,
chubby. Then
yeah.
Kane went to Spurs, and it's there where Spurs he performed. And that is the reason why he wants to perform against Arsenal, because Arsenal didn't want him to begin with because of his chubbiness.
So, and I think that is the reason why I say that
Yes,
Kane
it's,
will
it's, it's
start.
about it's proving. It's like proving I wasn't good enough for you. Now I'm gonna prove to you that I wasn't
Yes,
good enough for you. So I'm gonna try and beat your team because I wasn't good enough to play for your team.
correct. So this is for me a very a funny slide. Aubameyang is looking back at Kane, and Kane is obviously very frustrated. And then the question about what about Spurs? Now, what do you read into what is saying that what is that picture saying to you? These two guys are obviously going to fight it out, and they're going to do their best to fight the fight because I mean, playing in the derby. I mean, Alistair, when you and I played in the Lighthouse team against Presby United, and that was like a derby for us. We want to give everything. Surely, Mandy, they're gonna fight each other obviously for the best goals or scoring goals. Each one will fight for a goal. Who do you think will be on top at the end of the game between Aubameyang and Kane?
I'm obviously gonna say my own team. I'm obviously gonna say it's I always tell you I bet with my heart, although my mind says something else, my heart says this. So I always in most games I bet with my heart.
Yeah.
In my heart, I feel Spurs is gonna be victorious on Sunday. And Kane is gonna
Okay.
come above Aubameyang.
We're gonna come
So that
we're
is
gonna
my
get to
opinion.
yeah, that
So
your opinion matters. Your opinion matters on this show.
exactly.
Your
So
opinion
I'm
matters.
just saying that is what's gonna happen. A lot of people might not agree with me, but I always bet with my heart instead of my head when it
Good.
comes to my team. When it comes to my
So
team,
we're gonna get back into the predictions later, a bit later. Let us just go to Alistair's team now. Roberto.
Bobby
What's the name?
Firmino.
Bobby
Firmino.
Firmino, yeah.
Yeah,
Bobby.
he's in full
Yeah,
Yes,
training,
called
but
the.
surely you guys miss him, Alistair.
No, we do miss him because I think he's an instigator.
Mm,
Where football is concerned, he's the one person if you want a creator, a proper
exactly.
number 10, a
mm.
proper number 10.
Alistair, waar toe het sy nou verdwyn? Okay. Well, yeah, I mean, I said it last week when Anne was on the show is that I rate Firmino very high because he's the danger guy. He's very
Exactly.
dangerous
He's
because
he's he's a player. He's a
he
playmaker.
might not score the goals, but he's a very very dangerous guy. And of
Yeah,
course, I
he's a
wanted to
play.
ask him about yeah, definitely. So Firmino is back in full training, and when Alistair comes back, he can speak about the rest of the guys that I wanted to speak about. Um, do you think Harry Kane next season will still be at Spurs?
In all honesty, no. His heart is no longer in it. He has made it clear he doesn't want to be at Spurs. He wants to be at City. So the answer to your question would be no. City wants
Okay.
him. If he wants to be at City, I said, and we all know Daniel Levy is a businessman. He's a banker. He's a shrewd businessman. Those who don't know Levy,
Yeah,
Daniel
no,
Levy,
he's
he's
one
the
of
chairperson
the.
of Tottenham Hotspur. So he's gonna do whatever it makes it's gonna be beneficial to Spurs. He's not
Yeah.
gonna worry about the player. He's gonna worry more about the club. So like I always said, if your heart is not in it, you cannot keep somebody that's gonna be that you're forcing to be there and the person's heart is not in it.
Correct.
So in my opinion, I would say let Kane go. Get 3 players in his place to make up for his exit. Get three
Yes, yes.
players in, where it be midfield, where it be defense, would be striking or whatever. But let him go. If he doesn't want to be there, you keeping somebody behind that doesn't want to be there. And what benefit is that person gonna be towards the club by you holding on to them? If they don't want to be there, what benefit is it gonna bring to you as a club by holding them on if they don't want to be there? And new season coming up, the season of 2022 and 2023, I don't see Harry Kane being with Spurs any further or any longer.
Ah,
And in our defense is Spurs can never win the league if Harry Kane is still part of the Spurs team. And
why? Why is that? Why is that?
a commentator mentioned that, and I was perturbed at the fact that the commentator mentioned that, and it took me a few days to realize what the commentator meant with that is we are too reliant on Kane. You
Sure.
have 10 other players that forms part of your squad, but you have one player that you're so reliant on. So if you don't have that one player that you're relying on, then you rely on the rest of the squad. So you
Yes.
cannot win with relying on one player to be a team where you have 10 other players that forms part of the team. So
Yeah.
in my opinion, let him go if he doesn't want to be there. If he's happy with elsewhere, he's happy there. But if he's not happy with at Spurs, don't keep him there. Don't hold on to
Okay.
somebody that is not wanting to be there.
So, who do you think is the players for tomorrow's in our game? Not tomorrow, on Sunday, from Spurs.
It'll probably be the same starting line that we had on Thursday with the Carabao Cup.
Okay.
That would be my starting line that would come on tomorrow. Because we have Gil that is very hungry to play. He's a newcomer at Spurs. He's showed eagerness. He showed enthusiasm. So I would put him in the starting line.
What is his name? Sorry, I
My
didn't hear.
Gil, the new player
Oh,
Gil
Gil.
at Spurs, behind Gil. So I would put him
Okay.
at the starting line with the likes of Harry Kane, with the likes of Son, with the likes of Ali, with the likes of Lascelles. So Bergwijn, I would also love to start Bergwijn.
But where are you gonna
I'm,
play him?
that's also
You've got
another question.
you've got Son there, so you can't play him because the both of them play on the same side.
So my one would be my favorite to be in the starting line would be Son.
Son,
My
obviously.
favorite no, my favorite one would always be Son, because Son has got the pace. He's a playmaker. He
Yeah.
he he goes for the ball. He's not one of the lazy players that wants to waste on the ball to come to him. He goes
Yeah.
for the ball. He's a playmaker. He's everything. He reminds me so about Bobby Firmino of Liverpool. They all over the
Liverpool.
place. So I would want him in my starting line. He would
Okay.
always be in my starting line.
Good. Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with Alistair. Alistair, if you can hear me, sort it out, my brother, and then we'll come back to you. If you're first time viewer on the show, please subscribe to Guna Matters, and of course, hit the like, smash the bell, and then all the notifications you will find, and you can get involved with Guna Matters through gunamatters@gmail.com or on Facebook or on Twitter, obviously through YouTube as well. So, Mandy, let's go to this quickly. Predictions for the weekend. Chelsea and Man City, that is the first game of the weekend. That is going to be a hell of a game.
Okay, so I'm presuming you obviously put down home, away, the first. Okay. So in my
No,
opinion,
on the
would
left hand
be
side, that is one game. On the right hand side, that's another game. So Chelsea and Man
okay.
City are at 1:30 tomorrow.
I would go with City.
Wow.
2-1. 2-1.
Wow.
City drew, if I'm not mistaken, the
No,
last game.
no.
So I would want to go with Pepper's obviously gonna go out guns blazing and whatever. City's not the same City out Aguero as last season. So I would say City 2-1.
2-1.
Yeah.
Okay. I've got 2-1, but for Chelsea.
Good luck to you for that.
I can't see City winning that game. I just can't see City winning that game because Chelsea is on
You know,
such a high. They're on such a
yeah,
high.
Chelsea.
And if Tuchel play the team correctly tomorrow, I will have the captain Espilicueta on the right. I will have Silva on next to him. Then I will have Rudiger and Alonso. Then I will have the two guys, Jorginho and Kovacic. Then I will have Mount and Havertz with Lukaku up front, and that team can do wonders
All
against
depends
anyone.
who Chelsea has between the poles.
They will have Mendy. They will have
Okay.
Mendy. Mendy has been rested now for 2 games, so I
Yeah,
think
I've
Mendy, he will be on the he will between the sticks because they just on a very high. Maybe there's upset tomorrow, but so far I don't see Chelsea losing that game. But nonetheless, let's go continue to Man United and Aston Villa. That's also an early game as per the fixtures. Another tough game. Man United and Aston Villa.
with United losing in the week against West Ham, I would say that they want to try to win this game. Seeing that they lost in the week, I would say for United 3-1 against Villa.
Do you think Villa is looking back and saying, did we really have to let Grealish go? Because I mean, you can see that new guy Buendia is not the same type of player as Grealish.
But like I said, it all depends. Soccer's a very unpredictable game. It all depends at the end of the day who's more determined to win that game. So we can say because of Ronaldo being back, we can say about this, that, and whatever about United. But Villa might come out and bring the hat out of the bag if they are more determined to win. So it's not because of them losing Grealish that they're not the same Villa that there was, but it all depends who is more eager to win at the end of the day,
Okay.
who's more hungry.
Right. My prediction for that game was 2-1. United 2-1. Because they're playing at home, so surely they will have the upper hand.
Yeah,
And
home game advantage.
yeah, so I mean, I think Ronaldo will be also again being the talisman, and of course Greenwood. Yeah, that lighty is just a brilliant player. Greenwood,
Exactly.
he's a brilliant player, and he's the difference in that team because I mean, yes, he's still young, but give him the ball, give him the ball
Exactly.
on
And that is what these big teams don't want to do is, and like I always said, I don't know if you mentioned it last week that they're gonna cap it at that the most amount that the teams are gonna be, it's a couple of million. They cannot
I
exceed
think it was
that.
Lenny that said so in the comments. Yes.
Yeah, that you cannot exceed that. And I think it's brilliant that they do that because then it gives a team the players in not in the what is it that we have the academy,
Yeah.
to bring the players out of the academy into to
Into
play
the
in the
first
Premier
team.
League
Correct.
because players from the players from the academy are hungry. They are wanting to play into the Premier League and whatever. And we as teams are not allowing academy players to play into the Premier League. So we rather buy these big name of players because we want to win something. But like I said, these players from the academy, it's hungry but we're not giving them, or we're not affording them the opportunity to play into the Premier League
It's
because
strength.
we don't have
Yeah.
faith in them.
Correct. So yeah, you say 3-1 United. I said
Yes.
2-1 United. And then of course Burnley and Leicester City and Burnley. Also another stunning of a game. Burnley being struggling, Leicester also struggling because Leicester is not being Leicester. So they also struggling a bit. What is your prediction for that game?
I would say because Leicester losing the last two games, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, 2 games, yeah.
So I would want to say Leicester is going to want to show Burnley why they should be in the top six. So I would say
Okay.
Leicester 2-0.
Okay, I also have Leicester as a win 3-0 again.
Okay.
Everton is struggling. Everton has been
Wow.
struggling for the last couple of games. And I mean, they lost also in the week on penalties.
Yes.
But Norwich is also the bottom of the log. So
So they also
surely
gonna want to
want to win
try and
something.
get the first win.
So what would you be for that game?
Everton, I would say Norwich has not won their first game to date. I'm saying that Norwich is gonna come out all guns blazing to win the first game out of the 5 games they would want to win this. So I'm gonna go with Norwich 2-1.
Okay. I doubt it. Because Everton been struggling under Benitez, and Benitez is a huge name. So he wants to keep face, and I think my score was there 2-0 for Everton, and they're playing at home. And then the next game is a huge game. Leeds United against West Ham United. That is going to be huge. A huge game.
Leeds has always been since last season. Their first game, they against Liverpool, they really gave Liverpool a run for their money. Liverpool ended up winning Leeds 3-2, I think. The first
Yeah,
opening match. with
Correct.
Leeds and Liverpool. Leeds, in my opinion, has got it's like it's like a wave. They're up one week, the next they're down the next week. So I would go with Leeds winning this one because they lost two games. So I would go with Leeds on this one, and my score prediction would be very close. It would be 2-1.
Okay. I've got a draw 2-2.
Okay.
And then Watford, Newcastle. And Watford is also struggling. And I mean, Newcastle
Newcastle is
has
struggling
been,
more than Watford.
yeah, but look where they are sitting a bit higher than they were sitting a bit higher than
Newcastle.
Newcastle. I mean, than Watford. Sorry. So, what is your prediction there, Newcastle, Watford?
Newcastle has not won a single game this season. That's 5 games into the Premier League. I would want to say Newcastle against Watford. So my score prediction would then be very close. Would also be 2-1
2-1.
because
Same score for
yeah,
Newcastle, 2-1. Yeah.
yeah.
Welcome, Mr. Solomon.
Gremlins. All the gremlins that I could think of just knocked me over.
No worries, my bro. That happens. That happens. We are by predictions now, but I just want to touch on this again. You said earlier on, Bobby is the number 10, and he's the anchor, he's the danger man in your team. But he's in training now, full training. But do you think he's playing this weekend? I doubt.
He's got a 90% that Klopp wants him to be part of the game, but we still, I think it's a 95% that he will maybe be playing. But
Okay.
that will say there is some good feedback regarding his condition or whatever injury he had, because I read all the reports that Klopp said and the interviews, and I was looking at it. So Klopp said the possibility that he will play is big. He will be part of the setup for the game against Brentford.
And then another blow for you guys is yeah, Liverpool is not handling it pretty well now. And this guy, you're missing him in the middle of the park. I mean, Henderson obviously is going to be there, but he's brilliant in that middle. So he's not there. So what are you going to do to replace him there?
Look, yeah, the issue, it's not him alone. Naby Keita also. So, but I think our squad. I wanted to share with you a picture which one of the supporters did. So, for every position that we don't have 2 players. We have 3 players that is good enough to make the first devil and to be able to make an impact in the game. So he will miss the City game. He will miss the game, the Champions League game. So after the international break, then he might be back, and the possibility that Naby Keita will also be at the same time. So, but I think because the depth of our squad is that deep, we have the player, and people can argue that our squad is not deep. We don't have the caliber that a City have or Chelsea have, but we got the experience now for the last couple of seasons, and the players that we brought in to be able to handle the pressure in the middle of the park. Whoever Klopp feels he must play.
And then I'm feeling this the pain of this boyki, Harvey Elliott.
Yeah.
Although the op went well last week, and he's doing He's doing very well in his progress. But what a sad situation for him, Alistair. A young boy, and that could be a very big blow for his career.
Look here, with the medical reports and everything. If it was 10 years ago, it would have been a season-ending or might be a career-ending injury. But with what medical can do, the medical guys and the physios and all of that, what they can do, I mean, is just beyond you. So the prognosis for him is very well. He might be out for the full season, but at least we know when he comes back. Like Virgil came back, like Matip came back, Gomez came back. So these are the guys that Klopp said. It's almost like we bought a new player. So every season, unfortunately, and with every club and all over the world, injuries is part, and we all feel for Harvey. It was a freak accident. It wasn't really meant because there was a trailing leg that came around. So the player didn't really mean to take him out, but it was just a freak accident, and we wish him well. And he's strong because I mean the boy he's got a nice attitude towards everything, and his comments that he also made, and he's not taking either the Manchester United beams lightly because he's just throwing it back at them. So he's got a nice attitude, so that will help him. And he's got guys like Virgil around him, Matip, Gomez, even Ox. So that has been there, gone through physio, gone through training again, and they will help him and talk to him and bring him through to him. And he's still young, and it's not a career-ending injury. So we will have him back.
Nice, man. All right, let's just get your scores in quickly. Chelsea, Man City tomorrow. Mandy said City will win that game. She said 2-1, eh?
Yes. It's going to be a very tight game.
I said 2-1 for Chelsea. What is your score there, Mr. Solomon? Alistair? Oh, my word. Alistair, are you there? Hello? Yeah, there's more gremlins there now for Alistair. But nonetheless, let's go further. You said 2-1 for Newcastle and Watford. It was the same scoreline for me. We'll get to Liverpool. Hopefully, Alistair is back with them. Southampton and Wolves.
I would have to go with Wolves on this. Wolves is playing very good soccer. Southampton is also a team not to how can I say, write off.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with Wolves on this.
But no, they kept City. I mean, the mighty City. They kept City to a normal draw last week. Southampton.
That is actually a difficult thing. If they can City like that to normal draw, we won City 1-0, and then after that, I don't know what happened with Spurs. But I'm gonna have to go with Wolves on this. I like I said, whoever is hungry at the end of the day is gonna be the team that wins. So it could be Southampton, it could be Wolves, but I'm gonna have to go with Wolves on this.
And you said 1-0 or 2? What did you say now?
My score prediction is gonna be 2-0 Wolves.
I put them down as a draw, 1-1.
Okay. Wolves hasn't won a lot. Wolves has how many games has Wolves won now? Sure.
Yeah, Wolves
Like I said, Wolves
also the same Wolves
Wolves are
under
such an
Nuno.
unpredictable team.
They are.
At the end of
But
the day,
one thing about Wolves is that their top goal scorer after his injury, when he came back, Jimenez, he's not been the same. I mean, he hasn't scored this season yet.
it might be
That's
the first
Jimenez.
tomorrow or whenever they're playing. So, like I said, Kane hasn't scored with the start of the Premier League. Kane scored in the week. Jimenez could be scoring when Wolves is playing. Could it be? I don't know when Wolves is playing tomorrow, Sunday.
Yeah, on Sunday. Yeah, they're playing the game
Sunday,
before our
so
game.
it could be that that Wolves could be scoring on Sunday. Whoever it's the team that is hungriest at the end of the day is a team that is going to win the game. Southampton with City Southampton was more hungry than City.
Yeah.
I think City was a bit too complacent because City was thinking, Southampton and whatever. So
Yeah.
I would say Wolves on Wolves on Sunday to win.
Southampton.
I would say 2-0.
2-0. Mr. Ellis, the Gremlins. All right, you were saying City and Chelsea?
My heart wants City to give Chelsea a lose, but I think my brain is telling me it's a draw or 1-0 for City. I'm Lukaku for me in his last game, he didn't impress me. He just didn't do it for me. He just didn't show me enough to say there's that hunger or he just want to destroy every team that comes in his path. So
okay, so a 1-0 to City, is that what you're
plays
saying?
for him, but then he's also not that big game team.
Yeah.
Yes, Glenn?
Is that 1-0 to City?
So I'm not. Yeah, 1-0 to City or my brain is telling me it's a 1-1 draw.
Okay, 1-1. And Man United, Aston Villa. Mandy had him down for 3-0.
Sure.
No, 3-1, sorry. She had him
3-0
down
Man
3-1.
United, 3-0 Aston Villa.
No, 3-1 Man United.
3-1 Aston Villa.
You.
Obviously, he's gonna say.
Hey, where's Quentin?
He's gonna say that Villa's gonna win United, and we all know why.
All right, I had them down at 2-1. Mandy had them down at 3-1. What you say? 3-3?
I think on paper, Man United should win that game easily.
Okay.
3-1. I think the defense there's a little bit. There is gaps in the defense. I think Maguire is still the clown in the team, and he's bringing uncertainty for his new partner. So there's always a chance that a team can get goals. So that is for me. But Man United on paper, if I must go according to that, Man United easily 3-0, 2-0. So it should be there.
Okay.
With a
Leicester,
penalty.
Burnley, that should be an easy game. Leicester and Burnley.
Leicester probably Jamie Vardy getting his form back. I would go for the same.
Okay, Everton, Norwich. Mandy went for
Everton
for
is gonna eat Norwich up. I mean, they have.
No, Mandy went for Norwich.
I think Everton is gonna eat him up. Nah, she's dreaming. The form is so No.
Leeds and West Ham.
Leeds, West Ham. Oh, that's gonna be a toughie. That's gonna be a nice game.
Yeah, I said the same.
I think Leeds at home.
That's Mandy said
Leeds at
2
home,
2-1,
1
Mandy.
2-1
Yes.
also. I also think it's gonna be 2-1.
I had them down at a draw. 2-2 draw. Newcastle, Watford.
Newcastle. I think Newcastle is gonna 1-0 or 2-0.
Okay, we both said Newcastle will win that game 2-1. No, Mandy?
Yes.
And then we skipped your game because we waited for you to come back, and then we went to Southampton and Wolves.
That's a
We'll come back to your game, Southampton and Wolves.
you saying Glenn?
We're gonna come back to Liverpool and Brentford.
Yeah, I
Wolves and
think
Southampton.
Liverpool probably 3-0. I want a clean sheet again, so excuse me, Glenn, you breaking up?
No, I was saying that we will not come back to your game, Wolves and Southampton. What is your scoreline there?
Wolves. Wow, that's also another tough one. But the Wolves, I will give it to Wolves. They've shown a bit of grit trying to come back from a couple of not so easy games. So I will give it to Wolves for 2-1.
But I said to Mandy the same thing I'm saying to you now, but now Southampton kept the mighty City at 0-0 last week.
Yes, I would. But at home, they're gonna have to play to their fans, because their fans is not gonna be happy with them sitting back and trying to defend a whole game. So that will leave space for Wolves and the attacking force to come in. So normally you will see it's a trend been now for the last two seasons that whenever these teams and they go to a Liverpool, they go to a City, Chelsea, they try to sit back and hopefully try to get a point out at least. And only when the team scores and open them a bit more up, then you will see, okay, they have to come out and play. But when they're at home, you cannot do that. And especially when they consider maybe Wolves a middle table team that they can compete with him. So it's how can I say, as when they have these options available to them, they can either sit back, but being at home, they're not going to sit back. They were going to go and play for the win, and that will open it up for Wolves and exploit maybe the defensive. They did well. I will give them thumbs up what they did with City, but it's a different team. It's at home, so it will show where their frailties is when it comes to them going on the attack. But when they sit back, it's easy for every other team. If you sit back, it makes it easy.
Right, Mandy, let's go to Crystal Palace and Brighton.
I'm gonna go with Brighton on this. Brighton has
Excuse me?
Brighton as always. Sometimes we underestimate Brighton.
What is that, man?
Brighton, can you hear me?
Brighton, Crystal Palace.
I would go with Brighton on this one.
Yeah, can hear you?
Brighton for me would win this game. Crystal Palace won us. I don't know what the hell happened there. I think we were too complacent. We were too complacent thinking that we were going to dominate Crystal Palace. But in my opinion, Brighton would be winning this. It would be a very close game, 2-1 also. But Brighton would be taking...
Yes, you're right. It will be a very close game.
What is your score prediction, Mr. Solomon? Alistair? Ah, yes. There we go again. What are you saying, Mr. Solomon? Anyway, my score prediction on Crystal Palace and
Glenn,
Brighton
can you hear
is
me?
2. Yes, I can hear you. My score prediction on Crystal Palace is 2-2. Let's go to Brentford and Liverpool quickly.
Brentford,
Yeah.
won you guys. Brentford won you guys in the opening game.
Yeah.
Brentford has got a lot to prove to the Premier League, why they need to be there, why they need to be considered as one of the teams in the Premier League. I would go. My heart says Liverpool. My brain says Brentford, but I would go with Brentford on this. Also, very close game, but I would say Brentford 2-1.
Wow.
Brentford has
Alistair?
has shown why they need to be in the
In
Premier
the
League.
Premier League.
And they've done an amazing thing coming to the Premier League. They played
Yeah.
brilliant soccer. They won. You guys. So my prediction would be Brentford 2-1. Very close call, but Brentford would be
The victors.
the winners of that game.
Alistair, what is your prediction on that game? Mandy's saying 2-1 Brentford and
He's obviously gonna say Liverpool. There's
yeah,
no doubt
obviously.
he's gonna say Liverpool. We know that he's a Liverpool supporter.
So, Alistair, what you saying on that game? Your game, Brentford, Liverpool.
And Alistair, be realistic now. Don't gonna say
Brentford,
you're gonna win.
Liverpool. Obviously Liverpool.
Don't gonna say you're gonna win 5-0. Be realistic now.
Now, Brentford is quality. They are quality team. I will give them that. But I just think Liverpool has got experience to deal with teams like that now. I mean, it's not last season or the season before where we struggled with these unpredictable teams. I think Liverpool has too much experience and the players are aware. I just think our defensively we are a force to be reckoned with, and Brentwood would give us trouble. Obviously, the same like Crystal Palace. They opened us a few times, but I think with our goalkeeper and we should be able to manage. Because I mean, Liverpool play an expensive style of football. They always give the other team opportunities because they will try to outscore the rest of the opponents because they got that. How can I say that caliber? If they got it now up front. If you got Jota, Firmino, Mane, Salah, these your midfielders that can contribute. So Minamino, Origi coming to the party. So our options has grown drastically. Just in the last couple of games, and what we've seen, the guys look hungry. They want to compete for the positions. So it makes it, I would say, Klopp have a difficult situation now because he likes his front three, and but he's got the rotating system going. So we'll give the other guys opportunities, and they need to play for their place, and that makes us dangerous for any other team out there because once a player wants to play for his spot and go and score 500 goals, it just makes us dangerous.
Now, what is your prediction on
therefore,
that game?
Brentford can come defensively. We got enough there to handle them. Excuse me?
What is your prediction on that game?
Okay.
What
prediction.
is,
I
what is
think
the
it's
score?
3-0. I think we're keeping a clean sheet. 3-0
You see,
Liverpool.
nobody. You see, we haven't played Brentford. You guys haven't played Brentford. Arsenal has played Brentford. So for us to say, yes, we're going to win Brentford as because we're playing with our hearts, but we don't know what Brentford has got in. We don't know what they have in the back line. We don't know what they're going to pull out of. They might pull a rabbit out of the hat. So
No,
I'm
you're
gonna
right.
go, like I said, my heart goes with Liverpool. My mind is going with Brentford. So I'm going
2-1.
to choose my heart, my mind over my heart. So I'm gonna go on Brentford on this. We haven't
Yeah.
played Brentford yet. We don't know what their style of we've seen their style of play, but also not their full style of play.
Yeah.
So yes, you
I
might
think
say this, that, and the other,
Mhm.
but like I'm saying to you, I'm telling you, Brentford is gonna come out all guns blazing with Liverpool.
I think Liverpool is going to be strong for Brentford. The only thing is that's going to concern Liverpool is the home game for Brentford because their fans is like family. They all stick
Yeah,
together and
they got a
they're gonna
home ground
obviously,
advantage.
yeah. So they've got a big fan base and their fan base is hectically behind their team. But still, my scoreline for that is huge. It's a 4-1 scoreline. They're gonna score a
Hey,
goal, I'm
Liverpool.
sure. Liverpool 4-1, yeah. They're gonna
Wow.
score a goal, Brentford, but Liverpool's gonna be too strong for them. It's not gonna be easy, but Liverpool will get a couple of goals past them, and that will be 4 goals. And
Wow.
then the Spurs Queen. Let's go to our game quickly.
Okay. Like I said,
This is
with
now.
Brentford,
This
I
is
bet with
now.
my head and not with my heart. I'm gonna go with my heart on this time. I always bet with my heart, even though Spurs sometimes brings my blood pressure to a extent that I'm at that stage that I'm gonna get a heart attack, but I'm gonna go with my team on this. My team won in the week. I think that was what they needed to bring to boost their morale to this game. So I'm gonna say Spurs is gonna win this game, and my score prediction is gonna be 2-0 for Spurs.
Wow. There's no love lost for Arsenal.
Yeah.
Um, Alistair, are you still with the Gremlins now again? Yeah, now look, I think with regards to form, Mandy, with regards to form
Yes.
on our game, I think Arsenal had better form for the last 3 games or 4 games, and I think that gives us a consistency and a bit of confidence. And I'm not betting with my heart. I'm betting for the fact that Arsenal has shown a total difference, even though they're not playing the brilliant game, but they have shown some change in their performance. And having our strong players back, Thomas Partey, Ben White, our new right back Tomiyasu, and Kieran Tierney. So our backline and Gabriel, it's pretty much strong, and I think Gabriel would want to keep Kane at bay, and Tomiyasu would want to keep his uh, what Son is from Korea,
Korea.
right? Yeah, so Japan and Korea has that rivalry as well. So Tomiyasu would wanna keep Son at bay because he's from Japan and Son from Korea. So that rivalry he wanna maintain. So yeah, I'm looking at a 2-1 for Arsenal in our game because of the rivalry between the players. Gabriel will obviously want to keep Kane. So would want the Tomiyasu Japan want to keep Son Korea at bay, and then of course the 2 strikers want to beat each other with a goal or two because none of them has really started scoring big goals. I mean, yes, Oba has got 1 goal in the Premier League. So Harry Kane has got none so far.
Nothing.
And hopefully for Oba, he can be one up again this weekend for Arsenal. So my prediction is 2-1, and we can fight it out on the field.
On Sunday. On Sunday.
Yeah,
Mora has been injured. Mora is
yes,
up for training, so that could also boost our starting 11. Mora for me is also, like I said, a brilliant game player, brilliant game maker. He plays for a ball. Kane is way on. Kane and Ali is more, they but lazy sometimes. They
yes.
don't want to go for a ball where Mora and Son goes for a ball. They
Fight
will
for the
try
ball. Yeah.
to yeah,
The,
they will try
the one thing,
everything.
Randy, the one thing that I fear for Spurs is Dele Alli, because he get frustrated very quickly and he can
Yeah,
get a yellow card quick.
he's not very consistent.
Yeah, so
He's not a
he
very
can pick up a
consistent.
yellow card, even though he could also maybe pick up a red card as well. So that is the fear for me in terms of from a Spurs perspective. Is Dele Alli, and of course, if Eric Dyer is playing, he can also sort of give a penalty away, especially where Pepe and Bukayo Saka is concerned, because they will play on him because he's very
Yeah,
suspect
they
when
will
he's
try to
in
force
the
it on
box.
him, basically.
Yeah, so I mean, he can foul them in the box and create a penalty, and that is how suspect he is, because Zuma can't play very well with him. Zuma's not there anymore. Who's your is it Sanchez? Who's that
Yeah,
the right centre back, Sanchez or somebody?
Sanchez, yeah. Davidson
So
Sanchez.
yeah. And that new Lighty Gill, he's also very stubborn, and he can get a yellow card also. I mean, he's been picking up yellow cards left, right, and center.
No.
Um,
Gil is it's
no,
more of a
not Gill.
striker.
What is that
Um,
boy's name? With a
um,
P. He's that white Lighty. He plays number 26. He's a defensive
I
midfielder, man.
I read the
He just
blank
plays in
now.
front. Yeah, he just plays in front of
um,
the defense.
and and
But yeah,
and and
you can pick up a yellow
Hoiberg, are
card
you
as
talking
well.
about Hoiberg,
No, not
Pierre Hoiberg?
Hoiberg. Not Hoiberg. The other guy. He's a new
Um,
player.
I can see he's got a mole here
It's a
on
it's a
his
it's a it's a white boy.
yeah, he's a
I think he played
nice looking
26.
guy.
Yeah. So,
He's a
but
nice looking
he
guy.
can also pick up a yellow card. He can also give a foul away.
So that is sometimes what scares the crap out of me. It's because um they're so unpredictable most
Yeah.
games. They pick up yellow cards for the most silliest
Well,
fouls that they make. And
yeah.
that is what scares the crap out of me. I am in a way I'm glad that Aurea left, because Aurea, no, every game Aurea just made I would sit at the edge of my seat with Aurea, because I was afraid that Aurea would either get a yellow card or a red card. But I'm in a way I'm glad that Aurea left because of that. Like I said, I can only give you my score prediction based on my what I bet with my heart. But at the end of the day, it's who is more determined to
Hungry
win.
for the game.
Yeah, who's more determined to win? Who's more determined to paint North London? And I'm gonna say North London will be lily white on Sunday. As much as you won't agree with me, that is my opinion. North London will be lily
Your
white
opinion
on
matters.
Sunday. On Sunday.
All right, cool. Yeah, it's a pity Alistair is now having problems with the technical side, but nonetheless, yeah, we've reached our time, and we hope for the best for Sunday, Derby Day. So let the best team win and all the other teams that we have predicted. So I hope that for their sake, we can enjoy those games. So again, Mandy, thank you for being available on such short notice, and always a pleasure to have you on the show. And all the best for your team this weekend. Any last words from your side, quickly?
Thank you for having me here. I'm gonna, people's probably gonna say they're gonna see this or this face last week. They're seeing this face again. But thank you for having me. And we see on Sunday what happens. I will let you know. I will let you know what happens on Sunday. And like I said, North London will be lily white. And thank you for having me again.
Thank you. So without any further ado, again, just please subscribe to Guna Matters, hit the like, smash the bell, and get involved with Guna Matters through gunamatters@gmail.com. And you can be part of the show as Mandy, as Mandy, and Alistair, and all the rest of the guys. So all the best. Stay safe. Sanitize. Social distance. Wash your hands. And God bless.